Hello, how's everybody doing? So, I cannot believe I am in week six of my semester right now. The last video I did, it was right after week one, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do a video every single week and update everybody on the tests that I have, the quizzes that I have, and everything. Yeah, about that. So here I am 5 weeks later, and I haven't had time to upload anything. It's been super busy between discussion posts, quizzes, a test, and kind of like a paper, like a research. I don't even know what you call it. But anyway, basically like a paper. Been very, very busy. So I need to try to upload more things. But anyway, with that said, I'm still maintaining, doing well in classes. Right now, I have looks like both my classes I still maintain an A somehow. With work and military and young kids tearing up my house. But anyway, so today what I wanted to talk about is kind of a controversial topic, right? And it's something you see a lot in the message boards and when you go online and you read comments on YouTube pages, and it's always, people always get into these debates about, the whole MP versus MD versus PA. Oh man, and it's kind of exhausting, right? So you see a lot of things if you're reading the comments about how NPs don't have the knowledge of MDs, which is understandable considering the amount of school is significantly less. And then you see things about, people talking about, you should never go to online college. You should never do it online. They're just not good schools and all these different things, right? So I'm seeing a little bit of that in my program. And what I mean by that is it's a great program. They give you the information, they say, all right, these are the chapters you need to read, and you need to read them by, the end of the week or whatever. But then the quiz at the end of the week, they're typically not too hard, not too difficult. I did get behind in reading and did bad on one of the quizzes, but out of 6 quizzes, I've gotten the 90s on 5 of them, except for one. I got like a 70. But anyway, so they're not as in depth as like a quiz or some of the online quizzes I've downloaded that MDs take in their programs, right? And one of the things I did is my pathophysiology book that I showed you guys in a previous video, which is huge, right? A very detailed book. But I also downloaded Robbins' Pathology, which is a book used in medical schools, just to see, if they're different, or if I'm learning the same exact thing. And the detail in Robbins is a lot more than my book. In my current book that we're using, it may talk about, you may have a passage that says certain chemicals can convert X to Y to Z, right? And it'll list some of the steps, but it may not list every chemical. But in Robbins, they're going to list every single chemical, right? So I definitely see how there is a difference in knowledge base, and I do see how, like online, you can kind of run into, like, if you're not diligent and you're really trying to learn the information, I can see how you can run into just getting by and really not being a great provider, it is scary. So that leads me to my next thing I was going to talk about, resources. So I've had people message me, I've had people comment, where we've talked about different resources to use. And my good friend Elaine, she made a suggestion about, she had mentioned Pathoma, and another subscriber, he had an awesome post about Dr. C, the Bio 3020 podcast, and I think he mentioned Picmonic. Well, I'm just going to show you all some of the resources I've been using. I finally narrowed it down instead of trying to read all these chapters and just continuously try to read them, which is very ineffective. You need spaced repetition, and you need, we're really just seeing it in different ways, right? Listening to different types of lectures, writing things down, and then reading a passage, closing the book, and then you try to write down everything you just read, right? That helps with active recall. Anyway, so one of those resources is Pathoma, and Pathoma comes with a book, right? And you can take the pages out of that book and put holes in them and put them in like a 3-ring binder. And they're kind of like this. They're very thin. Like this is one chapter, and it's on the central nervous system. And then I can take notes right here, little things, that I want to add or put on there, right? And a lot of good pictures of different pathophysiology, anatomy, and things. So Pathoma has been amazing. That is a great resource. It comes with videos that go with the text. So you read the text along with the videos, and they kind of reinforce each other and helps that information stick. And then when you're watching the videos, you can go back in, and anything he mentions or says, hey, pay attention to this. Like you're talking about neural tube defects, you can go in and mention, of course, about folate and things like that. So great resource. Another resource, I finally just said, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and pay for it. I went ahead and did it for Picmonic. And Picmonic so far is really awesome. I think I mentioned in another video, possibly, I don't know, but Picmonic's like a cartoon essentially, right? And it has different characters that stand for different things, right? You watch the videos, and then after they introduce all the characters, and each character might be a symptom, right? Say for this one, for example, that I'm watching is multiple sclerosis. And then once you're introduced to those characters, you can watch it as a story, and those characters are actually, in an actual story with an actual plot and everything. And then at the end of it, after you watch the videos, and the videos are anywhere from like 3-5 minutes long each. At the end of the video, you'll have, say, 8 to 12 questions on the video about different things. But here's an example just to show you guys a screenshot of Picmonic and how awesome it is. So the MS, for multiple sclerosis. And so like the fish, for example, it's a beta fish, and that represents interferon beta, which is a medication used in the early stages of MS. This one also stands for a medication. Just all kind of different little memory devices that you can use to memorize. This one's kind of funny. Corticosteroids. Corticosteroids. I thought that was kind of funny. Some of it's kind of humorous. They're whoever came up with this, man, they got an imagination. But so far it's really helping, and like I said, I just got it, but it's been great. Then another resource I'll tell you guys about that I just got listened to another podcast called Med Geeks. They're little short videos, and they'll have like, I don't know, something on anemia, for example, and you can just listen to. They'll give you a vignette about a patient, and then you'll hear their vitals and their lab values and things, and then they'll tell you about the patient and about some of the manifestations of whatever disorder or disease they have. Anyway, Med Geeks, they put out this little book, little thin, tiny book. I'm going to do a review on this book in my next video. But anyway, a little tiny book, says Med Geeks, and I love their little symbol. I wish they would put this on the shirt. Med Geeks, you hear me? Put this on a shirt, and I'll buy it. I just like the little guy right there, a little nerdy guy like me. And anyway, so it's a cool little book. It was essentially free. You pay $7 for shipping, but it's well worth it. But anyway, so some of those are some of the resources. Anyway, if you have any questions about the program, the resources I'm using, or if you have any comments of some of the resources I'm missing, send me another message. I've had surprisingly a lot of people message me on like social media like Facebook and Instagram and things. And anyway, comment, subscribe, and I try to reply to everybody just about. I try to reply to just about every. It's been very busy, but I try to reply to just about every message. But once I hit, like 1 million subscribers, that's gonna be tough. But no, just kidding. But it'd be cool, hey, if you want to subscribe and check out the videos and listen to me ramble on. Anyway, y'all have a great day and have a great week.